Welcome to a slightly different Mac Doodles. I'm your guest host, Joe Cadena, and today we're going to be talking about superheroes and digital art. What is a superhero, you might ask, if you spent your entire life living in a cave or you're an actual baby? Superheroes are characters who possess abilities beyond those of normal people. Superman, Storm, Goku, Alonzo Mourning, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, Wolverine, and so many more. You could say the first superheroes were ones like Hercules or Robin Hood, or even within the past century, Zorro, Popeye, The Shadow, and Flash Gordon. But when you're talking about the first superhero, you're probably talking about Superman. Created in 1933 by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, as a short story about a mad scientist who gave a poor man a potion that grants him telepathic powers, which he used for evil. It was eventually reworked over the years and pitched to several newspapers until a reworked version was published in Action Comics #1 in April of 1938, which started what was known as the Golden Age of Comics. By the way, if you have a good copy of Action Comics #1, it'll go for about $3 million. Fun fact, the reason that Superman and many other superheroes wore underwear outside of their tights, it was based on the circus strongmen and wrestlers of that era. Superheroes have evolved past comic books into all types of media. TV, movies, video games, every piece of merchandise you can think of, there's probably a version with Spider-Man on it. I don't know why I'm telling you this, you probably know what a superhero is. Now, what is digital art? That's a better question. Digital art is created on a computer device. That's it. This could be illustration, 3D modeling, animation, video production. Basically, if it's art, and if it was primarily made on a computer device, it's digital art. But today we're focusing on illustration. There are several options to create digital art depending on your budget. First, we have graphic tablets. These plug into your computer and have a specialized pen. Drawing on the surface of the tablet shows up on the screen. It's like a special mouse except far more precise and has the added ability of pen pressure, which can thicken or darken a line much like a pen on paper. These can run as low as $20 and as high as a few hundred depending on the quality, size, and the brand. Next, we have display tablets. Basically the same principles as a graphics tablet. Plugs into a computer, comes with a pen, but these obviously have display that you draw directly on. I have a Wacom 13 HD that I bought for roughly $1,000 almost a decade ago. Wacom was pretty much the only game in town back then, but other companies like XP Pen and Bouillon have brought some competition in the recent years, making the barrier to entry much lower. To the point you can get a similar sized, far more updated Wacom 1 for under $400 or an XP Pen Artist 15.6-inch pen display for under $300. There's also straight up tablets. The iPad with the Apple Pen, Microsoft Surface lineup with the Surface Pen, Samsung's Galaxy Tab S7 with the S Pen. If you're planning on getting a tablet anyway and you like to draw, you might as well grab the pen too. They're usually an extra $100. Now I recommend those ones because the pens were developed for those specific tablets. That gives you the pen pressure and low latency. You can use the third-party stylus, but it's not going to give you the experience you want. You might as well draw with the finger at that point. Now that that's out of the way, let's draw a superhero. You don't need to draw digitally if you don't have the tools. Pen, paper, and pencil, totally fine for this. I am going to use some shortcuts that you can only do digitally, like using layers, resizing, and undo. First, figure out what kind of superhero you want. What's their quirk? What's their gimmick? I'm going to go to a superhero generator for mine. I picked Captain Chill. Okay, first I'm going to start out with the body sketch. You can do it in any position you want, do it your own way, do it more simple, do it more complex. It's up to you. You can even use a picture reference if you want to. You can even put the picture in the program, lower the opacity, which is how much it shows up, and just draw right over it. For this drawing I'm using Clip Studio Paint, that's usually my go-to. You can also use Photoshop or Procreate. There are several programs you can use with different devices. Clip Studio Paint is available on Windows and Mac. Photoshop, Windows and Mac. Procreate is on the iPad. Looks like I drew it a little bit too big. I usually do that, so I'm using the transform option, and that lets me stretch and skew it, fit it to the canvas. You're probably wondering why I'm doing it in blue. I'm just used to it after drawing on paper for so long. I usually use blue as my first pencil sketch. Then I go over with another pencil sketch in black just to get all the details out, and then I finally ink it in black as well. The good thing about these programs is they come with different brushes. There are pencil brushes that look like a pencil, there are pen brushes that look like pen ink, there are painter brushes, there are watercolor brushes, you have so many options. sure when you saw Chill, you probably thought ice. I'm just gonna make him a chill guy. I'm gonna give him these slippers. These kind of bear slippers I used to steal from my dad when I was a kid. Also give him some comfortable sweatpants. A headset and sunglasses, that's pretty chill. This is my second pencil layer. I usually like to do this so I could flesh out some of the things that were more abstract in my first sketch. Sometimes you just get a little jittery and you're like, okay, hand's gonna go here eventually, but here's this blob. And that makes the second pass a little bit easier to sketch out. I don't know why, I just decided he needed a phone. When I ink, I like to make sure my outer lines are thicker, so it makes the character pop more. When you color and you want your character to not look so flat, you want to add a light source. This will tell you where the light's hitting and where the shadow's hitting. I could go really complex with this, but we're going to go really simple this time. Just shadow in the back and light in the front. I like to put my shading layer and my light layer in between the ink layer and the color layer, because I can use something called blending mode. Now what blending mode does is you can pick a particular mode that does an overlay over the colors to give it either a specific tone or a specific shade. As you can see, I'm kind of using like a bluish color, so the shadows aren't just black. gonna add a little light right here. Just very subtle. Right now I'm playing with the hue of the shadow. Before it was like a dark blue, but I'm changing it to a purple. I figured that would warm up the tones a bit because I'm using a blue for the base color. So using like a reddish purple, it kind of makes it pop more. And I'm also going to add a little bit of red to the nose and the cheeks and a little bit on the forehead, and it gives it a more human touch instead of a pale, just flat peach color. And that's it. That's Captain Chill. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Hope some of you learned something. Remember that September 15th through October 15th is Hispanic Heritage Month. Special programming on this YouTube channel will be happening on this YouTube channel, which is this one here. September 15th through October 15th. Okay, bye.